she caught her mom cheating, and her mom told her to stay out of it. Here's the full story with an update. I'm 17 female, and until a couple of days ago, I thought I lived in the perfect family raised by my two loving parents. Early 40s. My dad is an engineer who has been traveling a lot for the past year, and my mom is in healthcare taking shifts in different times of the day. My laptop broke down and I asked to use mom's laptop to finish a school project. When I was working, I saw a couple of WhatsApp web notifications pop up with sensual messages. I tried not to pay attention until I realized these were from Pete and not from Dad. I could not believe my eyes and I felt like throwing the laptop in the trash and pretend I never saw it. After I collected my thoughts, I went back to the chat and from what I can see, they met at least 4 to 5 times starting just a couple of months after my dad began traveling. I took photos of the chat history and went to my room trying to process. I couldn't even finish my homework. From the messages, they were supposed to meet tonight, and lo and behold, just half an hour before the meeting time, she passed by my room to let me know she's going to work. The next day, I gathered my courage to confront her. I think she knew that I discovered her because the new chat messages have been read by me, and I think I left the chat tab open before returning her laptop. I told her I knew what she was doing and that it was wrong. She sat me down and tried to calm me, but I told her no way I would be calm. And she said I will understand once I hear the explanation. She told me that she and Dad agreed to open their marriage shortly after he began traveling. To be honest, I didn't fully comprehend, so she explained what that entailed. She told me it was completely physical and she would never have feelings for anyone other than my dad. The messages I read support this as they were only about love making, and that they agreed to only do it if one of them is away. She closed by saying that this is adult stuff agreed between two loving adult spouses and I should stay out of it. I was dumbfounded and didn't know how to react the whole time. I started reading online about open marriage. It was consistent with what she said, but it just didn't make sense to me. I don't believe my dad would agree to this as his views are generally more conservative. Also, when he's away, he's more present with us than her as he video chats with us or plays online games with my two brothers almost daily. In yesterday's call, I asked him why he has to travel a lot and he said this is hard but it is necessary to secure college money for me and my brothers. He assured me that it will change soon. I asked him how can he bear being away from his wife for almost half of the year. He said since their relationship foundation is strong, temporary separation only causes them to miss each other more and value the limited time they have with each other. He asked me if everything is alright and I told him not to worry. I honestly don't know if I should believe her. Should I ask her for proof for the open marriage claim? I am mortified to tell Dad, but is that my only option to confirm? I don't want our perfect family to be torn apart, but would it be fair to Dad to keep this secret? I've been crying non-stop since this revelation and don't know what to do. Tell your dad. It might be embarrassing for him, but if it is an open marriage, they effed this up by not being discreet enough. If it's not, he needs to know. And if it is, there's a good chance that your dad already knows that your mom effed up by being indiscreet. If he doesn't know that, they're not communicating the way they should be in an open marriage. Tell your dad, because this is not a secret that a child should be responsible for keeping. He may well back up your mom's story, but he may not. This is not your situation to hide, nor your responsibility to carry. Tell your dad. I would call her bluff. Tell your mom to call your dad to talk about their open marriage. And if she doesn't, you tell your dad what you know. If she's telling the truth, she will do so no problem. If she is lying, she will make up some excuse as to why she can't call him. I'm so sorry you're caught in the middle of this. Cheating or open, this is not something you should have to be dealing with. Two most likely scenarios, although there are many other possibilities. They have an open relationship, and he'll confirm it for you. Or she's cheating, and that discovery may blow things up, maybe not. If they have an open relationship, let it go and try to forget you know. It's their personal life and not your business. People that swing or have open marriages usually have a strong relationship. It takes a lot of trust and communication to navigate it. It does not mean your parents are unhappy. I'm happier than I've ever been in my marriage since we've become swingers. It's a hard thing to grasp for people who aren't in this lifestyle. If she's cheating, I'm very sorry. He may or may not know. If he doesn't, things will probably be rough. If he does, maybe less rough, or it may just bring things to a head. Only you can decide if you talk to your dad about it. If they are open, she will have told him to expect a conversation from you. Update. It took me a lot of time to think and decide that I want to somehow bring it up with my dad, but that I wanted to wait to do it in person. His next home visit was in 5 days after the original incident. While waiting for that, I was really uncomfortable with my mom and was thinking twice about any move she makes. She tried to play it cool, open conversations or suggest going out, but I just tried to avoid her. Even if my dad did know, I was subconsciously treating her in a cold manner. This might have contributed to what would happen next. On the night before my father's arrival, it seems mom broke down. She came into my room when I was about to sleep and asked if we can talk. She started to talk about generic things and how hard it was for her to be almost a single mom for the past year with 2 teenage boys, and thanked me for helping out with that. Now I started to see her tear up while bringing up that she might not have been completely honest about the open relationship thing. Long story short, according to her, she suggested to dad a while ago to open the marriage, but he didn't give her a definite answer. Rather, that he will think about it and get back to her. She said that she asked to revisit, but he keeps changing the subject. So, no agreement from my dad. That was clearly established. Now at least I know what to expect when I approach my dad. By this time, she's completely sobbing and trying to guilt trip me about the consequences of disclosing the whole information to him. I felt sorry for her and told her the right thing to do was to come clean with him, but she said she doesn't have the courage to do it. I said that I will do it if she doesn't. She said she'll think about it, and we both went to bed. Not that I could get any sleep that night after this. My dad arrived the next afternoon. Earlier that morning, my mom sent in the family chat that she had to take an emergency shift, won't be back until the evening, and apologized profoundly. In the private chat, I told her what the hell she's doing, and she said she's not ready to tell him and needs more time to find the courage. I told her that I don't think I can hold it and act normal around him, so he most likely will find out from me if she doesn't do it tonight. She sent several crying emojis, then gave me the go-ahead to talk to him, and told me to update her if it is safe for her to come back home after I talk to dad. I don't know what she meant, as my dad was never the violent type. Over dinner, my dad was visibly displeased as mom never takes shifts during his arrival. When we were alone, after having a lot of small talks, he was telling me that one of his co-workers is getting married next week, so he'll try to stay around to attend that. I used this as transition and told him that I came across the term open marriage. I told him that after hearing and reading about it, I asked mom what she thinks of it, and mom told me it would be ideal for her situation, then asked him what he thought about it. He was taken by surprise. He said he doesn't believe in polygamy, another term I just learned, and that if a couple feel the need for it, they should address the issue that makes them feel that way. And if this issue cannot be resolved, then polygamy would not be the answer. I asked if mom asked him for an open marriage. He said yes, but that he refused on the spot. After that, he promised her that he'll ask to take a local position. Kind of a demotion for him, as he didn't know this is how she felt, especially since he didn't take this job in the first place until she was okay with him traveling. He was actually just approved to move back to our city and will start the new job after the new year. He was planning to surprise my mom with the news. I asked him when was the first time they talked about this open marriage proposal, and he assured that it was only one talk that happened around 5 months ago. This is definitely after the time my mom first met Pete. He started to pressure me about what's going on, but I was able to get out of the conversation as I needed some alone time to make up the two sides of the story. By looking at the messages' dates, apparently my mom started seeing this guy, not sure if they made love initially or not, then asked to open the marriage to give her legitimacy to F him. When my dad refused, she did it anyway. I was boiling and couldn't think straight. I messaged her to please come home and that everything is fine. Then I messaged dad screenshots of her conversation with Pete. Then I came here to write this update. I really don't care about what happens next and won't write another update. Whether they separate or not isn't important to me anymore, as I know life won't get back to what it was anyway. The important thing is that I made peace with me carrying this burden. I am so proud of you. You did the right thing. It's so hard to do what's right, especially when it's your parents. But you did, and that says so much more about who you are than anything. I know you want to wash your hands of this situation, but let your dad know you love him. It's going to be a painful time for him, and for you. It's nice to have someone in your corner. He is so thankful and proud of what you did. He knows he raised you right. If his head wasn't spinning so much right now, I'm sure he would be explaining how grateful he is to your loyalty of him. And, you're right, your household will never be the same again. Sad it got thrown away for a quick bang by one person who didn't care about anyone else or how it would affect the family. Sorry OP. Be proud, you have great character. I have been proposing to my girlfriend for 6 months. I hope she likes the ring I bought her. Here's the full story. I, 25 male, will be in a relationship with my girlfriend, 24 female, for 10 years this month. She has been the greatest treasure in my life, and I cannot imagine my life without her. She was my first true love, and while I didn't know it at the time, it was at first sight for me when I was only 12 years old. I've also known I wanted to marry her for years, but our situation was never right for it. We were both living with our parents, saving up for if and when we'd get a place of our own. We've now been living together happily for well over a year, and I know I want to ask her to marry me at our upcoming weekend getaway to commemorate our 10 years anniversary. Truth be told, I've known this for almost 8 months, before any getaway was even planned. When I started working on my proposal in August, I wanted to make sure it was special, without becoming something she could predict reliably. I am pretty experienced at setting coded messages, and she greatly enjoys receiving tokens of affection, however small. So eventually, I settled on a 6-month proposal plan that I dubbed Operation Wingspan, hence the username. Every single day, I'd give her a sweet handwritten note to wake up to, all marked with a date and varying date notations, all with a different text. Each note would have a letter indicated by said date notation. I would clue this solving method on the last dated note she'd receive, and when combined, solved correctly, these notes would spell out the text translated. My dear girlfriend, today, on the 10th of March 2023, on our trip through getaway location, I want to ask you to marry me after 10 years. I love you and want you by my side for the rest of my life. Girlfriend, will you marry me? The day after the final note, I'd properly ask the question at this scenic view along a nature trail that we intend to walk. I've less than 10 notes left to give. I'm both ecstatic and extremely nervous to ask the question proper, and to reveal what I have been doing for the past 6 months. I hope I surprise her with the act. I hope she likes the ring I bought her. I hope she enjoys the puzzle I've left her. But most importantly, I really hope she will say yes. If I had cookies, I seriously give them all to you. This is beyond sweet. My fiancé dressed up like Damon and sang the song to me in full yellow suit. I about died and of course said yes. She's gonna love it. OP. This is the sweetest thing I've ever come across. There is so much love in your expressions, and it is heartwarming. What you both have is rare and beautiful, and I wish you both continued joy and love in your lives together. This is an amazing, thoughtful proposal. I hope it goes as planned. Cheers to a lifetime of happiness to you both. My man, you got me crying at work. This is so sweet. Good luck, and I wish you both the best. I'm really happy for you and a little jealous. She's very lucky to have you. I hope you guys have a happy and long marriage. The real treasure is you here, buddy. Glad to know you're happy and have been giving it your all for a decade now. Blessings to you.